Hello, my name is Najmeh Pirahmadian, and I'm a third year MFA candidate in graphic design at Ohio University. Today, I'm excited to share with you my project called Misunderstanding, which reframes language barriers and miscommunication through interactive design. Let's begin by stepping directly into the heart of misunderstanding. What you're seeing right now is the most recent iteration of the project, an interactive installation that invites you to move and reveal layers of meaning. As participants stand before the projection, English words gradually appear over Persian letters, responding to subtle shifts in their body movement. This merging of language isn't just a visual effect, it represents the lived experience of trying to communicate as a non native speaker. Each movement reflects the constant effort it takes to find the right words, adjust to tone, and bridging cultural differences in real conversations. Through this interaction, participants experience the same uncertainty, pauses, and self awareness that often shape cross cultural communication. By starting here, I place you directly in the shoes of those who live this experience daily. This installation sets the stage for everything else you'll see, transforming the abstract idea of miscommunication into a tangible, shared sensory experience. Ultimately, this project is about inviting you to rethink how we share meaning across cultures, using your own movement to uncover the invisible effort of communication. Now let's rewind to where this journey began. The first installation of Misunderstanding featured a single participant speaking into a microphone. Their words were projected onto a wall, but with intentional distortion. Letters shifted or disappeared, echoing how a non native speaker might perceive a second language. This experiment introduced the project's core idea that even ordinary conversations can feel unstable or misunderstood depending on who is listening. It later evolved from a single voice test into a broader exploration of interaction, technology, and empathy. As the project evolved, I expanded from that single person setup to a more interactive experience, a dual conversation table. In this version, two participants sat across from each other, each with a microphone. They couldn't hear one another's voices directly. Instead, their words appeared as text on separate projection screens in front of them, one screen per person. The text wasn't clean or immediate. Letters shuffled, words disappeared, and responses appeared with short delays. Participants had to rely entirely on these distorted messages to understand each other, piecing together fragments to keep the exchange going. This setup made the invisible effort of communication visible. It recreates the tension, confusion, and mental load of trying to connect through a language barrier, turning a familiar act conversation into something that demands patience, empathy, and persistence. The project integrates interactive technologies such as projection mapping, creative coding, P5JS, and motion and the sound sensors to turn language into responsive visual experience. These tools created environments where meaning shifts based on the viewer's movement or speech, simulating the instability of real life communication. The process followed a practice based iterative approach, beginning with conceptual sketches, coding experiments, and rapid prototypes. Each iteration tested ways of translating language barriers into interaction before refining them into larger installation setups. Each installation informed the next. Observations and technical feedback guided refinements, revealing how interactivity can uncover the emotional and cognitive dimensions of miscommunication. In this part, I want to highlight a couple of artists whose work connect closely to misunderstanding. First, Silido Mirilla's Babel is a tower made of hundreds of radios, all playing in different languages at once. The mix of voices creates both chaos and unity, suggesting that misunderstanding and connection often coexist. It inspires me to think about how language can overwhelm yet still carry shared meaning. Pages speak in volume, explores the role of dialects in modern China through an interactive installation that uses dialect recognition technology. It highlights how dialects shape identity and social connection, especially in cities where many languages overlap, and encouraged me to consider the cultural layers embedded in spoken communication. Let's take a closer look at the technical side of setting up this installation. I transformed the space into a dark room to enhance projection quality and mounted the projector on the ceiling at a precise angle to keep visuals clear and uninterrupted. I also integrated a camera, and for future versions, I plan to conceal it within the wall. The microphone and headphones are crucial in the dual conversation setup, ensuring that participants rely entirely on the text rather than direct sound. Looking ahead, I plan to expand misunderstanding by adding more layers of interactivity, such as responsive floor projections that change as participants walk through, or touch-sensitive surfaces that let viewers reveal hidden text with their hands. Another future piece will project my own portrait onto the wall, distorting as viewers approach to represent the vulnerability of a non-native speakers in conversation. In conclusion, misunderstanding continues to evolve as a living exploration of language, empathy, and connection. Every layer aims to make the invisible effort of communication visible. Thank you for your attention.